I was always trying to mix things, trying to mix nice formulas, and immediately I know, okay, I wanted to be a hair colorist. After my school, I started to work in a few salons. Meanwhile, I started with the L'Oréal Color Trophy, and I was very lucky to win it not once, but 4 times, and then it exploded.